So what we're going to do today is we're going to break down the tackle. Okay, so we're going to start off first of all with closing down the space and the role of the tackler. Okay, so if we have one person with the ball here and one person as the defender, Steph, you want to come out? Okay, all we're trying to do, you're just going to run at the defender, and what the defender's going to try and do is just shadow. So Steph, I want you to put your hands up so you're in a good tackling position and drop down, yep, about that height, okay, and all you're going to try and do is close down the space. Alana's going to come towards you, you're going to go towards her, and then Alana's going to go one way, and I want you to get really close and just make contact with your hands and just touch so you get close, and then you go back, okay? Off you go. Good, okay, let's go again, just keep going. Okay, you guys want to do the same? So here what we're trying to do is get the shoulder onto the body. Good, try not to step across, try and go through. Okay, so try and close down the space and go through. All right, so rather than reaching with our hands, okay, so you're reaching with your hands a little bit there. So if Alana's coming towards me, I want to make my first contact on the side. So if she goes to my right-hand side of my body, I'm coming through with my right shoulder and my right foot. And so I'm in a stable position. So from here, I'm coming through, but I'm keeping my feet underneath. So this time what we're going to do is make contact with the top of our shoulder, not at force, but we're just going to start pushing her back. So she comes here, I'm just going to get in close here, and then I'm just going to push her to one side. So we keep our feet underneath us all the time. We're not reaching with our hands, we're driving through with our feet. Okay, so you're shadowing them. Get as close as you can to the player. Off you go. So don't lunge into it, Steph. So when we're doing this, we're trying to look straight through. We're not looking up or down, we're keeping in a neutral position, flat back, okay? Off we go. So drop your hips a bit, Steph, so you've got a flat back. So try and keep your feet underneath you. So we're hitting and planting. What I want you to do is hit and keep that moving forwards. Okay, so your initial contact, you're moving forwards and the ball carrier starts to move backwards. Okay, so we're not hitting and planting, we're hitting and we're driving through, keeping that back flat, hips lower than our shoulders. Okay, just two more. Drive through, drive through. So you don't want to get caught in a planting position. We want to be on the balls of our feet and moving forwards all the time. Move forwards all the time, Amanda. Move, move, move. Good. Okay, this time we're just going to make it a bit difficult for the defender. So the ball carrier. Okay, the ball carrier, I'm going to have to mirror what the ball carrier does. So Alana, so if Jordan moves forwards, you move forwards. If she goes that way, move that way, that way. Okay, and then when you start to advance, then Alana will go in and make the contact. So it's up to you. So keep the distance about kind of 5 meters apart. So you might go forwards, backwards, sideways. So the idea is that the tackler is focusing on the ball carrier, but they're focusing on the stomach. They're not looking up, they're focusing on the stomach all the time. They're on the balls of the feet. As you advance, I advance, and then I want you to get the right shoulder and really push them back, okay? Keep your feet underneath you. Okay, so ball carrier, just make them work now. So if they go forwards, you've got to go back until they advance, yeah? So what I'll do is I'll shout now this time. So when I shout now, the ball carrier is going to go. So it's a bit faster pace. Until then, you move them around. Now, okay, so Alana, what you did was you made the hit and you planted. What I want you to do is concentrate on going and just driving them back, okay? We've got to keep our momentum going forwards as a defender. Now, good, okay, Just hold it there. I need to take my jumper off and fucking ball. So you're just trying to get across to here, and all you're trying to do is just make contact nice and close. So as you come across, Amanda, all I'm trying to do is stay low. Just stop there. I'm trying to stay low. I'm trying to get the right shoulder in and the right foot. Same foot, same shoulder. And all I'm going to do is lead with my hands here, but I'm going to go through and just drive her. Okay, so success for the tackler will be if the ball carrier ends up towards that cone. Success for the ball carrier will be if you get to this cone. So ball carrier, ball in two hands, and you're lining her up nice and low, keeping your feet and driving forwards, okay? Yeah, about 60%. Good. Okay, let's try and keep our feet underneath us, stay nice and low. Drive through, Jordan. Good. So all we're working on here is getting as close to as we can to the ball carrier and not lunging in. Rebecca, your back was a bit, you were arched there. Try and get low, flat back, so you drive up and through. Keep around the stomach, up and through. Good. And again. So this time what I want you to think about is not having that initial break. We just keep our legs moving forwards, feet underneath us, and keep our feet as close to them as we can, okay? Let's go. Hands up, hands up. Good, same shoulder, same leg. Okay, all that's gonna happen this time, Steph, what you're gonna do is try and stay as front on as possible, and I want you really to concentrate on the same shoulder, same foot, and drive through. But what I want you to think about is staying low, and it's an aeroplane taking off rather than going down to the ground, okay? So a little bit faster this time. You're trying to step up, but stay within a kind of a meter, okay? We want you just to do 2 off each shoulder, okay? Hands up like a boxer stance, so we're ready to make the tackle. Off you go. So just advance, good, staying close, good. And so we're always trying to push them backwards, okay? So watching their stomach. So you went across her body there, Amanda. So as she comes up, what you don't want to do is, if she's coming this way, I don't want to go across her body. I need my head to the side, and then I shoot my hands through and drive through the contact. Okay, so let's really now concentrate, shooting the arms through and getting a hold on. Nice and low, shoot the arms through. Good, okay. Okay, so just come in. So the important thing that we're looking at there is closing down the space of the ball carrier. Okay, so what we're looking to do is shadow the ball carrier. So if Rebecca's coming towards me, I'm keeping my eye on her stomach. Okay, and as I go towards her, same shoulder, same foot, and I'm driving through. I'm not holding still and being passive. I'm trying to push her backwards all the time. Nice and low, and I'm shooting my arms through so that I'm making the contact and my head's not going across her body. So this is what we don't want. If she comes through to me here, we don't want to tackle here, because then we're going across the body. We always want to get the head to the right side. So here, same shoulder, I'm going to the side and then shooting my arms through. Okay, so what we're going to look at now is being tackled, and then we're going to look at the role of the tackler. So all we're going to do is learn how to fall. So we have 2 hands on the ball, so just get into a bit of space. Okay, the important thing is that we don't fall and we put our hands down and we don't get put on our back. Okay, so as we fall, I want you to think it's like a parachute. All right, parachute jump when we're landing. So as we go to ground, we bend at the knees, we keep our legs together, knees, hips, shoulders. We stay on our side, and I want you to present the ball. So I want you to think about turning your core on, okay, being nice and strong, all right, and not breaking the fall with your hand, and thinking about that sequence of the fall. Okay, off you go. So just do about two on each shoulder. So here what we're looking at is that they break the right way, that they are comfortable with taking the fall from the knees here, and then on the hips to the shoulder, and then presenting the ball. What we don't want to see is that they put their hand out and they break the fall and end up breaking their wrist. So what we're going to look at now is just a little bit of preparation stuff for the tackler. So if Alana and Steph just come together, okay, so just put one of the balls to the side, just throw one out. Okay, all that's going to happen is you're going to go on your knees, okay? And Alana, you're going to try and just hold on to the ball. Steph, you're going to try and wrestle the ball off of her. Okay, so get nice and close. Get nice and close. Ready, go. So try and hold on to the ball. Try and use your hips. Okay, stop there. Okay, this time what you're going to do, all right, Alana, you're on all fours, on your hands and knees. Okay, all you're going to do, Steph, is just come to the side of her here. Okay, all you're going to try and do is wrestle her to the ground. You're just going to try and stay strong. Okay, ready, go. So stay strong, stay in that neutral position. Okay, hold it there. So just go in that position again. So what we got here, what we're trying to encourage here is a flat back, good posture, keeping the knees under the hips and keeping square on. Steph, I want you to try and use your body, try and get really close and get your body as close to hers as you can. Okay, go. All right, good. Okay, this time you're going to go back to back. Sit down. Okay, put your legs out with it. Yeah, just like step, bend your knees. Bend your knees. Okay, so this time all we're going to do is when I shout go, you're just going to try and pin each other to the ground. Okay, you're not going to get to your feet though, you're just going to pin each other to the ground. Ready, go. So we're trying to get them to get really physical here, just an introduction to contact, so they're used to kind of wrestling, using their body, using the shoulders. Okay, stop, break that. Okay, good stuff. Okay, this time, okay, you guys, this time, Amanda, lie on your back, just put the ball down, Rebecca. All you're going to try and do is turn her onto her stomach. So just stay strong, core, let's get close, use your shoulders as well, go. Good. Go on, get it. All right. Now you're on your stomach. This time, just try and get her onto her back. This time. Okay, ready, go.
Come on, Becca. You got it, Dax. There we go. Get right under. Get your shoulder in there.
All right, good. Okay. Okay, so we're going to look at the role of the tackler here. Amanda, if you just go on your knees facing that way. Rebecca. So what we're looking at is breaking down the tackle. So the ball carrier, so if you're attacking that way, which way do you want to then present the ball? Back to me. Okay, so it's really important to get the ball carrier to present the ball back to me. Okay, so as the tackler, all you're going to do is start on your knee, and what we want you to do is hit the top of your shoulder. Okay, so it's not the front of it, it's the top of the shoulder. So if you just get in that position, so flat back, the shoulder makes connection with the hip. We've got a flat back, she's looking straight through, forwards but not up, just neutral position. Okay, and as she goes there, all she's going to do is transfer her weight, pushing forwards with the shoulder and squeezing with the legs. Okay, so just go again. So we make the initial contact, so it's, hang on, it's the same shoulder, so put your left knee forwards a little bit, just so we can see it's the same shoulder, same foot. We're just going to drive through, make contact, squeeze the legs, and end up cheek to cheek on top of her like that. Okay, so just go a couple more times, just with the other shoulder. So Amanda, just turn the other way. So cheek to cheek, nice and low. Can you get lower, Rebecca? Okay, and squeeze the legs. Good. Good. Okay, this time all that's going to happen is you're going to, Amanda, you're just going to start there, and you're just going to you're going to start here, Rebecca, go on your knees. Okay, so you're just going to approach each other, so now you just have to kind of judge your timing in terms of, so go on your knees. So you're going to walk towards her, you're just going to walk towards me, okay? So you're just trying to get side, nice and close and drive through, good. Okay, just do one more. So here we're just working at the technique of the initial contact and getting close, flat back, keeping the eye on the stomach and driving through. Okay, this time all you're going to do, Amanda, you're just going to walk through on your knees and you're going to squat in a really low position. Okay, what I want you to think about though is getting nice and close, not lunging into it, just keeping your eye on her hips and her stomach. Okay, closing down the space. So you're gonna start here, Rebecca.
So am I walking in a squat?
No, you're just still in the squat, so go a bit closer.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so as she's coming through, she's going to get the arms in contact there and drive through. Okay, just do 2 more so that they can see it. Stay low, flat back. Good. 1 more. Yeah, to go the other shoulder. Good. Okay, so this time what we're going to look at doing is just approaching it front on. Okay, so Amanda's got the ball there. All we're going to do is just, Rebecca, you're here. It's just getting in that position, so we're now building up from what we did before, where we were closing down a space and keeping nice and low. So as a tackler now, what we're going to do is try and go through, same shoulder, same foot, trying to keep an eye on the stomach, make the contact and put her to ground. Okay? Off you go. Good. And again. So you're closing down a space. So what I want you to think about this time is not lunging into it, but staying nice and low and keeping your feet underneath you. Good. See if you can run this way so she uses the other shoulder. So hands low. Okay, so what I want you to try and do this time is just try and drop a little bit lower and really fire your arms through. Okay, so we're closing a space down, we're not planting. The first few steps we're coming up and then we're bringing our feet underneath us. If Amanda's going to go to that side, I'm still closing a space down and I'm getting my shoulder in and keeping my feet as close to hers as I can and driving through that contact area. Okay, last one. Okay, so that time your feet, you led with your arms and you left your feet behind. Yeah. So we'll do 1 more where I want you to keep your feet really close underneath you. Good. Okay, now what we're going to look at is the role of the tackler getting back on their feet. Okay, so what we've got here is the person that you've tackled, okay, and they're presenting the ball. So what we're trying to do here is get the tackler back on her feet so that she's able to contest for the ball. So we don't want her to get on her feet and then go back in. It's got to be one movement. So Alana, what I want you to do is as you get to your feet, I want you to try and swivel your hips round so you're in a nice low position, and then you're coming over this side of the bag and just drive through. Okay, so when I shout go, go. Good. Okay, so I don't want you to have that back foot as far back this time. I want you to do exactly that. So as you come up, you're swiveling your hips around, you're trying to win the space. So if we've got a ball carrier, if you can just show you're trying to present the ball here, just facing that way. Okay, you're trying to present the ball, the tackler, so if you just lie down there. Okay, the tackler's here. As she gets up, she's trying to come in. Yep, go, and win the space over the ball. So you're trying to go straight through, okay? So let's just go again. If you stay there, Rebecca, go. Good, okay, go again. So the movement here, just go on your stomach, so the movement here is as she's getting up, she's swiveling her hips round at the same time, and then she's trying to go straight through the contact. As the tackler, she doesn't have to go to the back foot, she can go straight through the ball. However, what we're trying to coach here is that they stay square on, so we're actually getting her to enter this way, and then we'd gradually work on approaching the ball. Go. So this time, can you get straight up? So rather than taking the little steps, as you get up, can you swivel into that position straight away? Go. Good, and drive through. Okay, one last time. Go. Okay, so now we're going to put that together. If you have a look at that as you make the tackle. So Rebecca, if you run towards us with the ball. So you guys just come back here, see. So this time what we're trying to do is we're trying to encourage the tackler to make the tackle and then get back to her feet, but trying to do it the most effective way through using her hips as she gets up, She's using her hips, rotating and driving through, staying low. What we don't want to do is tackle, get up and then go for the ball. We're tackling and then the first step is we're moving forwards and we're closing down the attack space all the time. Okay, go. Good, let's go again. So rather than your first movement being here and then round, as you tackle, can your first movement be both feet and hips facing the right direction? Go. Good. Okay, that was the one I wanted. All right, good. Okay, thank you. We're going to look at ball presentation now. So what we're going to do, leading on to what we just did about falling on the ground and how we present the ball, if you guys can, let's actually just get all the balls over here so it just tidies it up a bit. So everyone's going to have a ball, and all you're going to do is you're going to start from where the ball is. We'll just go one at a time. You're going to come run round here, so you go in there, and all you're going to do is fall to the ground. Okay, so as we're going forwards, I want you to fall to the ground and present the ball. Okay, and we're going to look at 3 different types of ball presentation. The first one is just where we stay parallel to the try line and we present the ball just in line with our belly button. Okay, so go to ground, present the ball with 2 hands. Okay, so first person just here. We're just going to run around and just go to ground whenever you're ready. Good. Okay, so there, Amanda, you went onto your back a little bit, so, and your legs came up in the air. So what we're trying to do is stay low, keep control, and work on our core to present. Okay, this time as you go to ground, so if you fall down to ground there, okay, we're going to do this with our legs and we're just going to close the gate for the defence to come through. Okay, so there Amanda's got her legs close here and we're just pinching in. Okay, so I want you to try and do a pinch ball presentation. Good. Okay, just follow on from each other, just do like 2 or 3 so they can see it. Okay, stop. So Alana, the first thing that touched the ground then was the ball. Okay, so what we want to do is make the ball the last thing that touches the ground. So we keep the ball in close as we go to ground, we push the ball out, but we don't let the ball touch the ground, nor do we let it go too high in the air. So I don't want Alana presenting it, here, because then the tackler can get to the ball. So as she goes to ground, she presents the ball, pushes it out here as far as she can with both hands. Okay, just do 2 more. Yep. Good. So really get that kind of pinch with the legs as well. Good. Okay, this time what we're going to look at is a different type of placement. Okay, so as you run up, we're going to try and present the ball as long as we can. So we go to ground first on our side, and then the secondary movement is the upper body works to present the ball. Okay, so here what we're trying to do is move the ball as far away from the defender as we can. So just go on your feet and just run towards me again. So we're trying to keep the ball away. So she goes to ground now. There's a double movement with a core and try and present the ball with 2 hands. Okay, so we're trying to get to ground, use the core to then just buy us that extra yard. Okay, so this time what I want you to think about is really presenting the ball long, and rather than your legs being back, your legs will stay more to the side, so you're almost more at a right angle. Okay, off you go. So don't pinch with your legs, just present and go long. Good. So just do 2 or 3 of them. Okay, don't get put on your back, stay strong. Good, stay there. Okay, so the next bit we've got is from this position what we're trying to... I can't just right, stop it now. Okay, so the next thing what we're trying to do is we've presented the ball long. What we're trying to do now is to put the back foot even further, so Alana will then swing her legs back a little bit and she'll be on her stomach and present the ball. But what we don't want to do, if you just come to your feet, what we don't want to do is just get them into the position where they're running in and they do that straight away. So go into that straight away, swing the legs back here, okay? What we want them to do is get to the side and then work their body back so that they're in control, and what they're not doing, just stand up. What we don't want to see is as a player, a ball carrier just running in and then just flopping straight back, okay? Because that's not trying to get us any go forwards and we're not creating a back foot. So as you come in this time, so she's running up the channel, she makes the contact, she goes to ground, here, swings the legs back and then on the stomach. Okay, so let's just see that, just a couple of those. So here, swing your legs back, good. And we're really keeping a tight control on that ball. I want you to squeeze the ball with your hands so we're not losing possession of the ball. Okay, so try and make that, so don't worry about pinching the legs together. As we go to ground, the first placement is long, okay? Let's go. So we get to our side and then we present long. Okay, so now can we make that one movement, okay? So we almost go straight into that long position. Okay, but you got to get your body round a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is if you just lie on your back with the ball on your chest. Okay, all you're going to do is you're just going to present the ball from side to side. So you're going to present the ball long, okay, long and lean. Present the ball that way, then come back to neutral, then work the other way. I want you to do 3 on each side. Just try and keep your feet together. So always come back to the same position. Okay, now can we change it so that you're bringing your legs together with your when you're presenting the ball? We're not doing long and lean, we're doing the pinch. Good. Keep going, each side. Okay, that's fine. I want you to think about staying front on, keeping the ball but bringing it to the back of the hip. Okay, so 2 hands on the back of the hip, we drive through, we go to ground with the same shoulder that we made the initial contact with, and then I want you to present the ball long, okay? And then just once you've done that, pick it up and then go to the next one. So Rebecca, what I want you to do is as you hit, I want you to get as long and lean as quickly as you can this time. So drive, take the ball to the back. Good.
Go again, Jay.
Yep, so I want you to go long and lean as quick as you can. So drive, get the initial contact here. Good. So when we make the initial contact, what I want us to look at, Rebecca, if you just come up, just turn sideways. So as you make the initial contact, we've got the ball in 2 hands. So if you're making the contact with your right shoulder, wow, she's just done the same fucking thing. What's wrong with you lot?
She's always in the way.
Okay, ready? So what we're going to look at now is how we take the ball into contact. If Rebecca makes the contact with the right shoulder, we want the ball to come to the left hip, okay? And as we hit down on the right shoulder, we're going to drive. Stop there. Okay, so we want to keep on as square on as possible, okay? And we want this part of your shoulder. So we're looking through, so your legs are here. Bring your feet closer, so we're in a really effective driving position, and we're bringing the ball back here, holding it really securely, really squeezing the ball with 2 hands. I want you to drive, Steph, back to the yellow cone, and then present the ball long and lean. Okay, let's just go again. So concentrate on keeping your feet underneath you, bringing the ball to the back of the hip. Okay, that time you just slip down now. I want you to drive through. Okay, stay nice and low and just drive low to high. Keep your feet underneath you. Ball back, ball back, ball back. Good. This will be about another 10-15 minutes and then you're done. Just bring that up here.
Oh. Hit her with it the way today's going. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That
Okay, so now we've looked at the role of the tackler. We've looked at the ball presentation, okay, and then we've looked at how we approach the contact in terms of taking the ball in, putting the ball to the back of our hip and driving through the contact. So now we've presented the ball, what we're going to look at is the role of the secondary support player. Okay, so the idea is to remove the threat, any threat that's going to be attacking the ball. Okay, so as a support player, what you need to do is get lower than the person that you're trying to ruck out. So this is a defender. Okay, what we're going to look at doing is, if Amanda's coming up, we have somebody lying on the ground. Your initial contact is to get low and just to drive straight through. Okay, you've got to get lower than them, and I just want you to drive straight through, but we're making the initial contact with the top of your shoulder, so you're getting in a neutral position before you make the contact, flat back, and we're just driving through the contact area, and you just drive the bag back. What we need to see is that we make the initial contact as we're going through, we're in a nice low position, and then we make the contact. We don't make the contact before we're in the low position because we get put back. So we get low, then we make the contact and drive through, and we keep our feet underneath us. Okay, let's go. So we'll just have a look through that. So nice and low, and we just drive through. So there, your hips were higher than your shoulders. So we're trying to get our hips down, drive the arms through, and go low to high, okay? And just drive through. So we've got to get lower. Good. So what I want you to do is stay in that low body position. Okay, so what you did there is you went from high to low and you kind of swooped into it. So what we don't want to see is as you're coming in here, you made the contact and then you tried to get low. What we want to see is you get low into a strong body position first and then you drive through the contact. Okay, keeping your legs underneath you. Rebecca, just come again. So we get low and then we make the contact. So low, good, and drive, drive, drive. Okay, put your arms around it, go down it a bit, go down it. Okay, put your head to one side like that. Okay, so get your feet on the ground so you're braced, yeah? Get your knees off the ground and feet here. Okay, so what we're gonna look at now is just putting a bit of weight on it, so you're not gonna be a dead weight. Okay, so all you're gonna have to do now is really work at keeping your feet underneath you and keep driving through the contact, okay? So just put your hips down a bit, Rebecca. Okay, ready? Go. So low here and drive, drive, drive. Good. Okay, let's go. So just stay on it. Get your hips down. Okay, so you got on top of it. What we've got to do is get low so that we go through the contact. So we get low before we even think about making contact. We're nice and low, and then on the approach, and then we go and we keep our knees working under our chest and our hips rather than leaving our feet behind where we just go from high to low. Okay, so let's go again. So low before the contact. Good, drive, 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 drive. So you're coming up too soon. So this time what I want you to do is stay low. I want you to think about driving her backwards rather than straight up, because if we get into that position here, okay, then we're in a weak position. We want to stay as low as we can for as long as we can, so the defender's moving backwards and we're creating space for our attack. Okay, so Alana, you just come again. Okay, so stay low and drive through. Drive through, drive through, drive through. Okay, let's go again. Okay, so Alana's just going to start here. This time I'm going to shout right or left. Alana has to go to that cone and then come back and then go through. Okay, so right or left, just to try and get her, but what we don't want her to do is come from the left and come in here, because that's entering from the side. What we want to get them used to doing is staying square on And the gate is as wide as this pad is, so we're keeping the player inside the gate. So once you've hit the cone, I want you to make an effort to come back round and through the gate, okay? So we're staying low and we're driving through the contact, but we get low before we make that initial hit. So give us some resistance this time, Rebecca, so she has to work. Right, so come back through. Okay, let's go again. So that time, what did you do?
I went up too much?
Yeah, so you got to stay through. So once you're in this position, our first movement is forwards and then up. So we're trying to drive her back. That's the first priority. Left. Through, 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 through. Okay, let's go again. We're going to need to do a few clips of this. She'll get it. It's hard, yeah, it's hard.
Is that high enough? Yeah.
Left. That was quite a good one. So this time what I want you to think about is keeping your back flat so your back doesn't get rounded. We keep our back flat so our hips are sunk, we're in this position, balls of our feet, and we're driving forwards in that position. Keep your back as flat as you can. Right. Keep your back flat and drive through, drive through, drive through. Okay. You guys are going to start back. Okay, so all that's going to happen is Steph, you're going to come in first, and then Amanda, you'll be right behind her. Okay, so all we're going to look at doing now is removing the threat. So if you've got you in here, Jordan, you're behind, you're communicating to Alana where the threat is. Okay, so you're saying, yeah, take Steph, I've got Amanda. Or if Amanda was coming up first, you've got Amanda. So it's the same principle, we're staying nice and low, okay, and we're just trying to drive straight through, and we're removing the threats as they come rather than just surging into there. So this happens if we're slightly staggered and if we're slightly delayed with our support. Okay, so when I shout go, Jordan, you're going to tell her who she's got and who you've got. Go.
Alana, with you, take steps, take steps.
Okay, so what I want you to do is, rather than coming through and we kind of stepped up tall, what I want you to do is stay low, and as you come through, we're driving through the contact rather than stepping up. Okay, so let's just communicate that again, Jordan.
Go with you, take Steph.
Go.
You got Amanda.
Okay, so we're trying to get rid of that big power step. We're trying to stay low and go through. One more time. So you guys get low and almost look to smother the ball, so you're driving through them.
You take Steph, go Amanda.
So through the gate, through the gate, through the gate. Good. So this time if we have a third defender in, so I'll be a third defender. Okay, so I'll come in. So you'll, Steph, you're going to go straight in for the ball. Amanda, you go to that side and I'll come to this side. You're going to work together. So as we ruck through, you guys are going to take the threats as they come. So the person behind is giving the information to the person in front. So Rebecca, you're telling Jordan where to go. Jordan, you're telling Alana where to go. Okay, so we're staying nice and low and you're removing the threats. So you go first, you go second, I'll go third. Okay, ready? Go.
Alana, take Steph. Take Amanda, take Amanda, take Amanda.
Good. Let's go again. Perfect. Do that again, guys. So we're removing the threats as they come because we're slightly staggered. We haven't approached the ruck together. We're removing them so we keep the ball and we're winning the space behind. Ready, go.
Take Steph. Take Amanda, take Amanda.
Good. Okay. So what's really important is that we come through the gate. So the gate here is the red bag. What we don't want to do is, as the first clearer, Alana goes through here and then I get into a position where I'm coming here because I'm coming in the ruck from the side. I have to work really hard if I find myself out there. I have to work really hard to come in and then come through the gate so that I'm clearing out the ruck effectively. This time what I want you to think about is stepping over the ruck before we make that initial contact like what we did before. So we've got to get over our ball carrier, we're driving through, we've won the space, and then we make the contact. Okay, so last time, that's what I want you to think about. We're communicating who's got who, okay, but we're stepping through the ruck, over the ruck before, okay? The only other rule, Alana can go straight forwards. Jordan, you've got to hit that cone. Rebecca, you've got to go to that cone. Go.
Yeah, Alana, take Steph.
So Jordan, keep talking. So over, and then contact. Good. Guys, that's really good. So we're stepping over, but then let's try and stay low. Step over before you make contact and stay low. Okay? Amanda will start back a little bit. Steph, start back a little bit and just approach it and try and smother the ball a little bit this time. Ready, go.
Take Steph, take Steph. Take Amanda, take Amanda.
Good.